Hello, this is Angelique from the Gaston County Public Library, and you're listening to We're Booked Up, a segment of the Gaston Speaks podcast wherein I, Kendall, and Andrew discuss books. For this episode, we're going to do something special. It's our second annual Voticed Awards.
Yes! Oh, you're a nerd.
Where we discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of the books we've read this season as we decide our favorites.
And that is an Andrew Pierce trademark. I would just like that to be known. I came up with Voticed by not being able to speak correctly, and it has stuck.
We'll get it copyrighted.
We should get it copyrighted.
Voticed TM.
Yeah.
Trademark pending.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
How difficult is that? This is a sidebar. Like, would that take a while to get there? I'm going to look it up. I'm a librarian. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Put that master's degree to work.
Yeah, because I don't use it very often. Anyway.
I'll get through the beginning. Shush.
I'm sorry.
All right. First, do either of you have any plans to read or watch anything special this summer? Something you may be looking forward to?
So yes, I am reading a book. I was trying to think if I was going to watch. I'll tell you about it.
I'm going to catch up with the final season of Succession, which I have just put aside because right now I just don't have the headspace. But if I can get through the end of June 26th, I think that Monday program, if I can get through that, then I'll actually be able to sit down and watch some stuff. But I'm really excited about that one because apparently it's crazy cool.
Wait, what I forgot.
Succession.
It's like, yes, I've heard great things.
And like the final episode is going to be like a 90-minute like movie, like mini movie. So I'm excited.
Gotcha.
The problem is that dang spoilers. Like it's hard. I've tried to avoid them, but I know a few things that happen that I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't know that. But it's gonna be fun. I'm not in the headspace right now, but that one I'm ready to go on HBO Max.
So the thing I'm gonna read is the thing I'm gonna recommend later.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'll save it.
We don't want to spoil it.
Ta-da!
What am I gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Oh, there's a book by Martha Wells coming out.
Oh, cool.
It's not one of her Murderbot diaries. That's not till November. She has a new book coming out called Witch King, which is more of a fantasy.
What if you don't like it?
Well, I don't like it. I'll still like Murderbot. I've tried to read some of her other fantasy stuff, couldn't get into it. But yeah.
So at least you know that it's not like
There's always the chance I won't like something. But I'm like, eh.
I do hate that though. Like the first time you read or watch something where you've loved everything else, and then you don't like it, and you're like, oh.
It's a stereotypical sophomore album.
It is.
I'm getting like 3 books ready, so I'm going like
To the beach.
out of town tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm taking like 3 books with me because what if I don't like one of them and I have to find something else? I'm taking a book I'll know I'll like, a book I haven't read yet, and I think I'm gonna download a few books.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for
Thinking
trying.
ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I start, I found a quote that was really funny to me, and I don't want to know if it's funny to you guys.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's from USA Today. It just goes, "The prolific Patterson seems unstoppable." And it just doesn't seem like a positive thing. Like he's some
Like it won't
beast
end.
coming over the hill or something.
That's exactly what they meant. It's like, here we go.
Here's
again.
the mudslide. It's going to destroy everything.
And yet, not my least favorite book. So that's interesting.
I
Isn't that
know.
interesting? I have a feeling we all have the same one, but
Probably.
But yeah, that definitely is like a like faint praise or whatever. It's like he's very prolific. He writes a lot of books.
Seems unstoppable.
He just won't stop.
That's how I read it. Yes.
Okay, are we ready?
That's funny.
Get into the categories.
Yeah.
All right. What did I want to do first? We'll just do how it is. All right. Your the best or your favorite character?
This is why we don't use paper, because it makes noise.
Well, mine reacts.
I'm
So-
going to lay it here, so now y'all know.
I will go first, because I will.
Okay.
My best favorite character is Dana. Honorable mention, Norma Grendel. From no, not the noise, the Death of a Black Widow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Norma. Yeah, you did
Totally.
love Norma.
Sassy old woman. But Dana by far was my favorite. I just liked her. I liked her.
I actually, it's funny because Good Omens wasn't really one of my favorites, but I put Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
He was just a lot of fun. That was the one part of that book. I mean, I liked it, and I thought it was really cool and interesting. It just wasn't my style. But everything he was, I just wish there was more of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they would go away from him, he was just funny. I enjoyed him. My runners-up were Cornelia
Yeah.
I loved her. And then I put B. Armstrong, the lead in the Let It Snow. We liked her. I think we did. She was just nice. She was a nice character, but not like stereotype, which I liked.
Yeah.
Even though it was a romance.
I gave her a different superlative that I'll tell you
cool.
about later.
Okay, cool. What about yours?
Adam Young.
Oh,
gotcha.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I still like him. I think he's so funny.
He is he's a good
kid.
character.
Yeah. B as the runner-up,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then Dana. Yeah.
Yeah, Dana. Dana, I didn't think about, but yeah. Yeah, she's in there too.
Yeah, Dana was my favorite.
Gotcha. I like that we all had different favorites.
You know what? Me too.
Because I have a feeling some of these we're going to agree on, but it's nice that we have.
Mhm.
That's cool. Okay.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Are we ready for the next category?
Yes, please.
All right. The worst or your most hated character?
You want to say it at the same time? 1, 2, 3.
Ben.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Oh.
That's Ben from November 9. If you've been following along.
I wrote, ugh, Ben.
But it's so true.
What if we said like different characters?
Well, I guess one of us could have said Fallon.
Yeah. But really, he's the villain. In
Yeah.
that.
It was Ben. It was Ben. He was.
If
poorly
not, that would have
written.
been funny too. It would have been a different kind of funny. But I just had this feeling. I'm like, come on, everyone knows who the worst one is,
It's just bad.
and by like a long shot.
Yeah.
So I also listed Amy Archer, that whole Black Widow character,
yeah.
and then
Mhm.
Val because
Yeah.
Val was.
Oh yeah.
But
I also
even then, and her abuse was real, and yet he still seemed worse than she did, and she's an actual
You mean the
abuse.
woman from the Dream House?
Yes.
Val was
Yeah, Val
the,
was her
new wife.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Yeah.
They just said what was
She was just the woman.
just the woman just
Yeah,
her.
she was just called the woman.
Yeah, never mind. Not Val. No, Val's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we like you, Val.
You know what's
Listen.
probably good that you started with Val because if you were just said runner up the woman,
Yeah, that would have not made any sense.
it
Yeah.
would have read
The woman, sorry, the woman from the Dream
Very
House,
poorly.
and
Yeah.
yet I still felt like Ben was worse than she
Yeah.
was, and I just, ugh.
Oh, I thought about it, and it's because like Rufus, his dad, the woman from In the Dream House, they were fleshed out characters. So even
Yes.
though they were evil, like did evil things, and they were not great people, they were still more well-rounded.
Like you could hate them,
yeah.
but you could still see them as human.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Ben, he's just trash.
Well,
He's
you're
just
supposed to hate them.
disgusting.
I think that's the thing is you're supposed to not like
Yeah.
them. They're supposed to be the bad guys. This author wants us to feel like Ben is some sort of like hero,
Mm-hmm.
and he's horrible. He's a horrible person. Sorry, what?
No, I'm just agreeing
Okay.
1,000%.
So that's my thing is if he were just a villain, then he's just a villain. But you wanted us to believe that it was some sort of romance and it was something great. And I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. I hated that book.
It's because Ben was problematic, and the other characters are problematic, but we're aware they're problematic, and we're not
Right.
being fed the line
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
That they're not.
they're not problematic.
Yeah.
I really wish it'd been different now, just to see the reaction. The woman, like but I've got it, and it worked out that way. That was ad lib, just so you know. So you know.
Okay, are we ready?
Uh-huh.
So 2 of these aren't going to qualify, but most likely to be made into a movie or a series.
So I said, I mean, obviously excluding the ones
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that were already.
Yeah.
I said November 9 because Colleen Hoover is so dang popular.
Yeah.
And if
I
they
said
do it, I
November
hope they
9
fix
too.
the
I
problems.
actually said Death of the Black Widow because it kept reminding me of like a CBS show.
That's true.
Honestly.
That's true. The other one that I put was November 9 was my first one. I put that Let It Snow should be because I like the idea that it's
Yeah.
like a well-written holiday that's not so Hallmark cheesy, that there's a
Mhm.
lot of depth. But the
Yeah.
other one I thought about was Tobacco Wives. Those kind of novels get made into a lot of like
Mm-hmm.
those
Like
kind
a
of like
mini series.
a mini series or even kind of movies. A lot of those like Southern, kind of historical novels have done well in recent years.
Oh, even in the past. So you got Steel Magnolias,
True,
which was a play,
it was
not
a play, but yeah.
And then you've got Fried Green Tomatoes,
Which
and
is
you've
good book, yeah.
got I can't remember another one, but you've got a bunch of them.
There's a tradition of like these Southern historical novels.
Yaya,
Yeah.
Divine Secrets
The
of
Help.
Yaya's sister.
Um,
That's
It's a trend, but I agree with you that Colleen Hoover.
it's just because she's so dang popular. She's selling more than the Bible and James Patterson.
It is interesting though that I have not heard anything about production of her stuff, so I wonder if she's like not so. Are they doing stuff?
Yeah,
Okay,
It ends with us.
okay. Okay.
The guy from Jane the Virgin
Okay. Yeah. know you're talking about.
is like the handsome love interest, first main love interest is the guy. I can't remember who else.
So they are
But
productive.
yeah,
Okay.
it's in the works.
Gotcha.
But now that there's a writer's strike, who knows?
Yeah. Well, everything will be put off for a while because of that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to see Let It Snow because actually, like I said, that's one of those I love cheesy holiday stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But some of it's like really just it's
Too much.
It's bad. You know, it's just really poorly written. Whereas these characters were actually interesting. So it'd be nice to see a well written cheesy holiday romantic comedy. So
I agree. So I didn't really do runners up. I did like additional superlatives no one asked for. So that's why Norma Grindle was my only honorary mention.
I love it.
Okay.
Norma Grindle.
I just liked her.
That's a deep cut. I just love how deep that's. Yeah.
Well, I try to be really fair to all the books. What's next?
Okay. Your favorite episode from this season?
So this is the one that I changed. So I had put In the Dream House just because I felt like we were on top of it.
Yeah.
But then I had Let It Snow because that was a fun one. Like we had a lot of fun. But I moved it to November 9 because we all hated it so much that if you actually listen to it, it's the funniest one. It is hilarious how much we tear it apart. So I think that ends up being my favorite in like the opposite way that it should.
So that's very funny because November 9 is my least favorite. And I think it's because the whole experience of reading the book, thinking about the book, and talking about the book just made me have a bad taste in my mouth. And okay, so I like poo-pooing things like James Patterson books that are like, they're good things, they're bad things. It's 5 words. November 9, I just trashed the whole thing. I was like,
weren't you
crap.
What's bad? The characters, the plot, the diction, the like everything is bad. Everything. The cover is bad.
The cover was pretty.
Okay, so that was the one positive.
I liked the cover, although it doesn't really make sense for November because the cover is like purpley.
Yeah.
I don't understand the cover now that I'm thinking about it.
So even that sucks. Even the cover doesn't make sense. It's bad.
I think they redid all her covers, and they were just got like stock photos and stuff, and put them really good stock photos, and just put them on there, and then
pretty flower.
Yeah, put some fonts on top of it. Yeah,
it's November. Well, let's put purple.
So, what was your favorite episode?
Oh yeah. Oh, I chose In the Dream House.
That's a good one.
Because so at first my gut reaction was like Let It Snow. And I changed it to one of my other superlatives. But this one, for my favorite episode, I feel like we handled a really serious topic. Like, we didn't, like, make light of it, but there was still a lot of levity in the episode. I think there was a really good balance. I think we had a good conversation. And it flowed better back and forth. It wasn't me just going, I can't think. Like when I read Kindred, and I was like, I don't know what to say. I'm just still so still trying to process everything from Kindred. But in the Dream House, I was like, I don't know. There was a little bit of a learning curve for me. I don't know. I thought
we had some really good moments. Like there were some lines from each of us that was like, oh yeah, that was very. We had some good insights. I feel like we had some really good insights.
We're so intelligent.
Oh my gosh. We're so intelligent.
We're going to put that episode forward.
We should vote us ourselves.
Okay.
Hey, if I trademark it, my rules. Okay. So.
Yeah. I wrote, it was a serious topic, but it wasn't a bummer episode.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Mine was Let It Snow, because I think I had a lot of fun that one.
That was a fun one.
It was a fun book. It was a fun book. All right, what's next? All right, favorite scene.
So mine was the Nana Joy. I don't know if the one we talked about where she was like, I had it when I had it, I had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because I just lost it. That one it was too hit home too hard. But that when I thought about it, I'm like, I can't really think of a scene in a lot of these books. There were some bad ones that stood out.
Yeah.
In terms of good ones, not because I didn't love. I was thinking about Carmen, and I love a lot of her like one-off chapters where there was connection back to the pop culture we talked about. But there were so many of those that there wasn't one that was just that's the best one ever. Probably her introduction or
the forward
where she's like, what's the point of a
prologue?
What's the point of a prologue? Like I loved that one, but in terms of just the pure scene, that scene was. It could have easily been cheesy. It could have easily been stupid, but it was clearly heartfelt. And Nana Joy was another character. I didn't mention her up at the top, but she's another like top 5 character for me. I just loved her. So that was the one that I remembered the most. So
I'm in my feels now. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Kendall.
My favorite scene is not from that.
Okay,
I'm
that's
trying to think
fine.
of what it is. Hang on. Oh, it's the secondary four horsemen when they're like trying to figure out. Okay, so you probably didn't read this part, but when the four horsemen are at a bar or whatever, and they are waiting
Oh, I
for
did
the
read that
call,
part. Yes, I did read that part.
and there's a bunch
Yeah.
of bikers in the bar and whatever. They're trying to. The bikers have decided that they're going to follow the four horsemen. This is from Good Omens, by the way.
Yeah.
The bikers are gonna follow the four horsemen, and they're like, oh man, their names are death and pollution and famine. Like, what are we gonna be? And it's like cruelty to animals.
Yes, yeah, I did.
Really
I did
cool
get that one.
people. And like them trying to figure out what their like horrific names are. I thought that was hysterical.
I like that.
That was so funny to me. How about you, Ace?
Mine is also from Good Omens, but it's the British Inquisition scene.
Oh,
yes.
Torture
Yes.
the little sister.
the Spanish to British Inquisition.
That was funny. That was good.
Ole.
The little Winsley down.
Okay, now I feel bad as y'all are like laugh out loud hilarious. Mine's like, oh sweet,
No,
potential
no.
death.
That's what stood out to you.
No, I think yours was very moving, like to the point where I had a hard time transitioning to mine. But yeah, no, Nana Joy.
Nana Joy.
Nana Joy, like that response, that advice I took to heart, and I feel in my own life the idea that I don't feel bad moving on to a new chapter because I knew that I did what I did really well.
Mhm.
Like, what a beautiful way to be able to,
Live your life.
Yeah.
yes, be able to move on from stuff.
Because how often do we cling? I mean, that's like a thing. We all have stuff from our past we can't let go of. And she's like, let it go. Let
She
it snow.
really is just joyful. She's just a joyful character.
Yeah.
No one got my let it go, let it snow thing. And I was like, let it snow, because that's the title of the book.
Oh.
It was cheesy, but anyway, shut up, Angelique. Just go on to the next one.
Okay, next one.
Hateful.
Favorite author.
So this one was easy for me. It's actually not necessarily my favorite book, but I think Carmen Maria Machado was the best author. The way that she was able to just I hate to say cleverness because it was very tragic, obviously, but just her imagination and her ability to connect all those different references and to be able to tell that story in that way, which was so different than a normal, memoir like that.
Yeah.
I just thought in terms of the writing style, she was she was the most comprehensive, just the best. Just the best.
She was really good.
Yeah.
I definitely want to read more of her work.
I do too, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. She was my favorite author as well.
Oh, cool.
I chose Neil and Terry.
Oh, nice.
I thought it was funny and clever and
They worked
quippy.
well together.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that, how like you couldn't really tell the styles
Yeah.
were different.
Mhm.
Like like the one where it was the noise where it was clear who was writing which one, and it was like the round like that one all blended together.
And it's
so-
funny because they were like doing this in like the late 80s, early 90s, so they just had like crappy email and phone calls, but they were still able to create this book.
Mm.
that is cool. Yeah.
in
I wonder if they
comparison. Yeah.
physically got together to write it.
I think it was mostly via like email and phone call. Like I think they got together like once or twice maybe from what I read, but
Interesting.
That's incredibly impressive.
yeah.
I can't write an email without coming to you and be like, Angelique, fix it. And that's in person.
I will also say I didn't put her on here, but my runner-up, I had Beth Moran, Hatchet, and Gaiman, but I will give Kindred. I think kind of got lost in the shuffle just because it's like we liked it, but it was a tough one. But Octavia Butler did
Yeah, she's a good writer.
the themes there's a lot to the way she was able to pull all those historical themes into that kind of science fiction world. There is a reason why she is considered an absolute writing legend. So that's because I realized I'm like, I don't have anything from Kindred, so that's my shout out to Butler because she does deserve it. So
Yep. She's got one of my superlatives too.
oh nice, okay.
You guys are never going to let me do this again.
All right. So we're on to favorite book, just the big one.
This one was hard for me. You go first.
All right, I said In the Dream House.
Really?
I really liked that book. I think it was well written.
Mm.
It was a heavy topic,
It was a really good
delivered
book.
very well, and very seriously.
Yeah. So I had two written down. One was In the Dream House because I feel like that's the one that I respected the most. But I did love Let It Snow. I'm such a Christmas fan, and it did make me feel good, and it was cheesy and lovely and made me cry. And I don't read enough stuff like
Mm-hmm.
'cause the book club stuff's heavy. I mean, there's some light stuff, but so that was a nice distraction, and I that was the one that I actually enjoyed reading the most. So it's kind of a tie. It's kind of like it's not really the best, but one filled some whatever, and the other one filled the other. So
that makes sense. I said Good Omens because it's got my thing where I love it, where there's a lot of different moving parts that all tie together. That just scratches an itch for me. That's so satisfying. And they did it with humor.
Yeah.
And yet you don't like Robert Altman movies. Which is all the moving parts coming together.
Boring. Oh. He's boring to me.
Did he do Boyhood?
No, that was Richard Linklater.
Oh yeah, I hate that movie.
Tell us how you really feel.
That's one of those where, like, because it is cool that he was able to, like, film it over all those years and all the characters and stuff, but yet it is a really long, boring movie, and nothing happens. The only scene that's really good is, like, the Patricia Arquette breakdown at, like, the end, where he's leaving and she finally just, like, loses her mind. That was, like, the one where it was just not the normal, like, mundane. And I get that was the point, but yeah, it's also, like, 4 hours long. Yeah. And I get it had, like, 10 years of footage, but...
Just because you have 10 years of footage doesn't mean you should use it.
All of it, yeah. Also, the kid, like, as he grew up, like, he's not a good actor.
No.
And you don't know when the kid starts, like, whether it's just, like, by the time he got to being, like, the adulthood, it was, those scenes were awkward. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we went off on Richard Linklater. But that's one that, like, for a lot of people, that is, like, they think that's, like, the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not my style.
Yeah. But I do like Robert Altman, so. Poor Angelique is going to have to edit out our ADD over here. You had superlatives, Kendall.
Oh, and I have thoughts on the season, which I don't have to do. But
by the way, we did get renewed.
Oh, yes, season 3 coming in hot.
Coming in September, season 3. I don't know who would cancel us at this point. Like, I don't know if, like, but, like, we are been renewed.
I think people would have to listen in order to cancel.
We have decent numbers.
We had a comment 2 years ago.
Was it just 2 years ago?
It was a lovely comment, Angelique.
It was a lovely comment.
I know. I was really excited when I saw it. It was 2 years ago. No wonder people are not commenting. We did not nurture or foster that community. We
still love you, even though we don't respond to you. Or read your comments in the first place.
We didn't know you made it.
We'll be better. Now that we know, we'll be better. Yeah. Sort of, maybe. Superlatives. You had superlatives.
Do you want my thoughts on this season?
Yes.
Or do you want my Kendall's unnecessary additional superlatives that no one asked for?
I would like both.
At the same time?
No, yeah. If you make that work, honey, you make it work, but...
Okay, I'll do Kendall's unnecessary additional superlatives that no one asked for. You ready?
Yes. Okay.
All right, book that was perfectly fine but also completely forgettable. The Tobacco Wives.
Agreed. Yeah.
Episode that is the best podcast for a first-time listener. Let It Snow.
Ah, yes.
Book that could have been great if the layout had been rearranged. Death of a Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Book that I would not deny someone but also don't recommend. November 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Author I'm most likely to read next. Octavia Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Moment from the podcast that I don't want anyone to forget. When James Patterson stole his own character and made Brayman a version of Alex Cross that just bites it.
You think he's tired of him?
Oh, like it's like a subconscious thing. Like he didn't even realize he did it, and he's just like, I don't want to write another Alex Cross novel.
Or maybe it was J.D. Barker who hates Alex Cross.
It's a secret feud.
There's beef. Oh my gosh!
But they signed a contract, so they have to finish it.
Oh, I hope
we're writing our own novel. We should write a backstory novel to the crappy novel. It'd probably be more interesting.
We'll write a mockumentary to the writing of J.D. Barker and James Patterson's mashups.
Mm-hmm.
And totally do Office style, where all of a sudden just cuts to J.D. Barker. I cannot stand Alex Cross. Or remember when Jim was training Dwight? He was doing the Pavlov's dog where he give him a treat. Yeah. So it'd be like that. I'm training James Patterson to kill off Alex Cross.
Oh, you know what I recently watched? That was really funny. Jury Duty.
Oh, I wanted to see that.
James Marsden plays himself.
Yeah.
So
he's actually not the best part of it.
Okay,
Isn't there one guy who doesn't know that it's fake?
There's one guy. So apparently, the way they got him in was hey, do you guys want to be a juror on this, a real jury, but we will film your thoughts and stuff and film the process. And so the guy, that's why it explains why the cameras are there. But there's one guy, and he is the most lovely human being. The way he reacts to stuff. I just loved it so much.
That's
I highly
cool.
recommend. Okay, most horrifying plot twist, November 9. Most likely to spark a deep conversation, Kindred. Okay, best character arc, protagonist, B. I feel like B grew on her own terms. I feel like she had a really lovely character arc. And
the romance wasn't forced or stereotyped. It was natural. It was, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so Dana also had a character arc, but I liked Dana better because I feel like you could see a lot more like core elements of Dana, and it was external factors that were challenging her character, whereas B's stuff it was nice that it was all internal and her making realizations, but there wasn't a whole lot of circumstances that were like forcing her to look something. Anyway. Where was I? Best written character arc, antagonist, Rufus. So a child can be endeared to us because he was a child who was endeared to someone. What did I say? So a child who can be endeared to us to someone who is violent. Oh, he went from being a child who was endeared to us to someone who is violent, impulsive, and he betrays Dana in multiple ways. And so it gave us like clear feelings about Rufus, but also like complicated feelings about Rufus.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was really true to life, which is why Octavia Butler, like, thumbs up. And then book conversation I enjoyed the most because it was with my buddies was Let It Snow.
Aww. That was because the season's ending. It's so sad. Yeah.
And then I guess I had some thoughts about like how this season compared to our first season. Do you have other questions, or can I just ramble for a minute?
Just ramble. Go for it.
Go ahead.
All right. I was like realizing that like our first season was just us trying to like read a bunch of different stuff and kind of figure out what our likes and dislikes were. And then this season, I felt like the theme was really opposite attracts. So we had a lot of books by popular authors that we didn't like. We had a lot of books that were good that we'll never read again. It was just a lot of like give and take. And then I think we also learned that what a reader looks like. It's anyone. Yeah. So it's people that have to put down books and walk away. It's people that just don't like skip parts. People who speed read the night before.
Looked at me both those times.
No, but I mean, like, I do it too. Yeah. Like, there's so much judgment. It's like, if you're a reader, you're not a serious reader. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just read.
Just read.
Well, I definitely think what I love about this is I feel like we've had a lot more chaos in our personal and professional lives this year, but we still made it happen. I think we missed 1 month compared to like last year.
Yeah.
But we did it, and we still had fun with it, and so that was nice. It's nice to know that even if we do have to like speed read it or skip some of the Good Omens ending, also some of Kindred's ending, but I didn't mention that until now.
But you can be honest. We're going to tease you, but not really.
But I still, and it's one of those things where I will go back and I will fill in those bare spots that I missed. But
you don't have to. It's part of being a reader.
Yeah.
Right. But it is nice that we were still able to get this done and to enjoy it and have fun with it. And we were talking, Angelique was working on the list for next year and some really interesting contrasts and things. I'm excited. I looked at the list and I think there's going to be some that I probably won't like but I like that. There's some that are going to be like, another James Patterson. You know what? After Colleen Hoover, I would never read another Colleen Hoover, but I'll keep reading James Patterson. At least they're entertaining episodes, and they go fast. But no, I think it's fun, and I'm excited that we're going to keep doing this, and looking forward to season 3. And it's interesting this year. I felt like when I sat down, I thought I didn't enjoy some of the books as much, but then when I actually started getting into it, I realized I really did. I really did enjoy a lot of these books. There was just one or two that were like.
Did you enjoy the books, or did you enjoy talking about the books?
I actually enjoyed some of the books. I actually enjoyed and even the ones that I didn't enjoy. You're right. November 9, though, was just. It was just like it was like
it was a slog.
It was a slog. Yeah. That was the one that, like I said, when you listen back to it, it is a funny episode because we are just vicious.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But you're right. It's one of those that during the process I did not enjoy. It was cathartic though to get all the anger out during the podcast. And another thing, it felt good.
Yeah.
It felt good. But what about you, Angelique? What are your thoughts on season 2?
I felt it was a little rough because I think we were still trying to get into our groove find our way kind
We
of
had
thing.
some tough reads.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. It was a sophomore season. And that, I
Okay,
put
so
that,
she did not enjoy it. That's what that means.
put that in the bottom.
That's funny because then I said that earlier. Yeah, that's clever. Did I say it while we were recording?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Eh.
We'll find out.
We're just mind melded. Anyways, I had fun doing it. I had fun. Well, I didn't have much fun editing it, but I had fun.
I feel like we owe you a big thank you because
Yes.
you choose the books we're going to do, you prepare the questions, you host our shenanigans, and then you edit it, which I'm sure is a beast.
Yeah, some of the stuff, y'all, that doesn't make the cut, let's just say. Woo! We are an interesting group. No, Angelique, I don't think people realize just how much time and effort it takes to edit this podcast and to make it sound as good as it does when you get to the final product, especially with Kendall and I, because we a lot. And so, lovely a lot. I just want that to be known. Attractively a lot. But yeah, it's a... She looked at me when she said
Speaking
that.
myself.
No, thank you, Angelique. I really do appreciate it. Yay!
Oh, yay!
Thank you.
She probably hates that we clapped. It's probably like an edit thing that's going to drive her nuts. But
I
that's
know,
okay.
I also hit the mic as I was
Yeah.
clapping. It was too vigorous.
It's fine. It's fine.
She can't accept the compliment. Look at her.
It's fine. I'm so happy about it.
All right. So we do have one last thing.
We
Oh.
do.
What are your... What happened?
We thought we were done.
No, there's the one last thing. You have a book recommendation.
Oh, yeah.
We always do. We're going to do a book recommendation. Do
Mm-hmm.
you want to go first?
Yeah. So,
Wait, we do? What's the
You
book?
can think of one. It's easy.
Okay. What did I read?
so I chose a book that I haven't read yet. The summer reading theme is all together now. There's kindness, unity, and friendship, and I kind of went more for unity and friendship because I don't know if this book sounds like the characters are kind, but it's called How to Be Eaten by Maria Edelman.
Mm-hmm.
I have a description if you want to hear a little
Sure.
description. One of NPR's best books of the year, this darkly funny and provocative novel reimagines classic fairy tale characters as modern women in a support group for trauma. In present-day New York City, 5 women meet in a basement support group to process their trauma. Bernice grapples with the fallout of dating a psychopathic blue-bearded billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby, once devoured by a wolf, now wears him as a coat. Gretel questions her memory of being held captive in a house made of candy. Ashley is the winner of the Bachelor-esque dating show, wonders if she really got her promised fairy tale ending. And Raina's love story will shock them all. Though the women start out wary of one another, judging each other's stories, gradually they begin to realize that they have more in common than they supposed. What really brought them here? What secrets will they reveal? And is it too late for them to rescue each other?
Oh, that does sound interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. It fits your bill of like all the different moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law gave it to me for Christmas, so I'm excited to read it.
Nice. What about you, Angelique? Because I'm still thinking.
Okay, well, I would absolutely recommend In the Dream House.
Mm-hmm.
Good Omens. Always The Murderbot Diaries. I'm going to recommend it probably every season. And then, so I think I've mentioned this series before. It's called The Tarot Sequence.
You have, yeah.
Yeah, it's by Katie Edwards, who
Mhm.
lives and works in North Carolina. He writes in North Carolina. He had a new book, and a new one came out last year, and there's going to be a new one hopefully this year or maybe early next year for this series, and I just really like it. So
I thought of one.
There you go.
Okay, so on Amazon Prime in August, there's a movie version coming out of a book called Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Quiston, right?
yes,
Yeah, it's a really funny LGBT romantic comedy that Angelique and I both really enjoyed, and it's laugh out loud funny, and so I'm really excited about the movie because I think it's going to be really hilarious, and I like a good comedy. I love a good comedy, and it's one of those. It was very well written. It was very clever, and it's kind of interesting. It's like the son of an American president and the prince of like England. And so it's like the West Wing meets, so if you like politics, there's a bunch of stuff about that. And then if you like romance, there's that. If you like comedy, there's that. So it's a really she recommended it to me a couple of years ago, and we had kind of followed it because she had said, oh, they're making it into a movie. And then we saw, I think I texted it to you. That they had a release date. So it's going to be on Amazon Prime, I think August 12th, something like that. Sometime in August. So definitely check that out. Check the book out. I think it's on Staff Picks. I think we added it at Staff Picks.
Yeah.
I want to read it now.
It's good.
It's
funny.
It's a good one. Yeah. It's one that's a good palate cleanser. Like it's
Mhm.
easy to get through. It's fun. And then see the movie. We'll see. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully it looks better than The Little Mermaid. I'm not.
Oh wait, it's coming out on Amazon Prime. Never mind.
What?
I was gonna say we should go see it together.
We should. If it were coming to theaters, I would love to go
Is
see
it
it.
not? I thought it was. I thought they were doing like a
Oh, is it like one of those dual release things?
maybe. I thought maybe it was Nicole who mentioned it was coming.
Oh, you're
to,
talking about
like-
Little Mermaid.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Were you talking about Little Mermaid?
What are we talking about?
You were
I
talking
thought
about.
we were red, white, and
Oh,
blue.
Royal
when
Blood,
did we?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I
when
got
did we-
lost. Somebody mentioned
when
Little
did
Mermaid.
we
and I
switch
got
to
lost.
Little Mermaid?
I just said I hope it looks better than Little Mermaid looks. Is what I said.
Oh,
Okay,
I missed
okay.
that completely.
Sorry.
I'm
that
going to
one.
go see Little Mermaid. I'm going to take Levi. He loves the Little Mermaid.
Oh,
Well, I love. I mean, we grew up. I mean, my sister named our dog Gretchen Ariel after
I named a
Ariel.
cat. I named a cat Ariel.
You had a dog named Gretchen.
Yeah, my
Could
golden
have had
retriever.
Gretchen Wieners.
Well, she was there long before Mean. She passed away right as Mean Girls was coming out. So
Oh.
I know, but she was obsessed with Little Mermaid. I'm not sure. I love is it Chloe or Hallie? I think it's Hallie. Who's the Bailey sister? Who's the lead? You know, there's Chloe X Hallie. They're the R&B group. I think it's
Oh.
Hallie who's the.
Hallie.
I
It's
love their
Halle
music.
Bailey
They have-
because I keep saying Halle Berry.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. She is. I love her voice, and I love their music. They're a really talented group. So I'm looking forward to that. And I love Melissa McCarthy in anything as Ursula, and apparently, so I don't know. I don't know about that one. But anyway, yeah. If Red, White, and Royal Blue, if it comes to the theater by chance, I don't think it's going to, but we'll go see it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
All right. That's it.
Y'all should be impressed. I came up with something that fast.
That was really impressive, actually. I think I would have just been like, yeah, what you said.
Love the Murderbot.
Murderbot Diaries.
we
There's
did like the Murderbot Diaries.
And I
too.
like the
That's it.
second one. I can't remember what it's called.
Artificial condition.
Oh, yeah. Artificial air conditioning.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
I forgot. Oh, that was good
We
times.
do have fun here
We do.
at We're Booked Up. So.
All right. So I don't really. The only thing I want to promote is Comic-Con.
Woo, woo.
Yay.
And if you don't listen to this before Comic-Con, we'll promote summer reading here at the library. We're gonna have a lot of great programming for families and adults and children, and teens as well, of course. And we're just gonna have a lot of fun. We hope you check it out.
It's June.
It is Saturday, June 3rd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. here at the main library. It'll be all over the building. We have lots of comic book vendors coming. The 501st is coming. We have a lot of cool partners. The Shoe Museum is going to do a Science of Superheroes and bring some of the animals. So that'll be a lot of fun. They have a new program, outreach coordinator. That's this is one of her first big events. We're really excited to have them. We're going to have face painting and scavenger hunt and costume contests. And we got some really cool prizes. We got for the kids costume contest, we got like a Nintendo Switch.
What?
It's like a Mario themed thing. It's because of the new movie that came out. And then for I think we got the Millennium Falcon in Lego for the adults. Yeah, we kind of went hardcore. So and that is all because of the friends of the Gaston County Public Library who support that programming. And so we're able to have some really cool prizes. And I just put the banner up on Garrison, so when you drive by, you'll be able to see it. So we're really excited. It's going to be a fun day. We have not had it since 2019. This will be 4 years.
I worked the last one. That's how long.
That's
ago
how
it
long
was.
it's been. Yes. So we are definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very long day.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. And summer reading starts
That day.
that day,
I
and
think
summer reading ends
August 12th.
August 12th.
Actually, so I think when school lets out, you'll be going to start getting your records probably. But the official kickoff is Comic-Con, and then it's the Saturday before school goes back. And summer reading is not just for kids. You read 4 books. Every 4 books you read as an adult, you get an entry, and we have some really cool prizes. Our grand prize this year is a 1-year membership to Daniel Stowe.
You guys.
I know. And then a second prize is an Amazon TV Cube, I think. No, it's not. That was last year's. It is a one of those digital cameras. Not digital cameras, digital frames where you can the photos. Because the idea of we're all together now.
Mm-hmm.
If your family is scattered. My grandfather, my dad's dad, was a very quiet man, very humble man, but he his grandchildren lived all over the place, Maryland, North Carolina, Virginia. So he didn't get to see them all the time, and he had that up all the time. That was his joy, was so that he felt like we were all together now. So that was the reason behind that. So that's a really cool one for parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles who have lots of great pictures of their kids in their life. So
Was he married to Nana Joy?
no. And my grandmother died when I was like 5, so I don't really know her. I didn't really know her that well.
Well, we're gonna pretend she was Nana Joy.
She was Nana Joy. Actually, Nana Joy kind of reminded me of Mimi because she was kind of a pistol.
Mimi was a pistol.
Mimi was a pistol. So, and she lived her life to the fullest. So, but anyway, so yeah, we got some really cool prizes. Is the point. And so, if you're gonna read this summer, you might as well fill it out. And we always that's how the children's staff. That's their new ploy. Is to say to the parents, okay, now the kids have signed up. It's time for you to sign up, right? Right? And the kids go, yeah, Mom, you got to go sign up. It is total guilt. And I love it. I love it.
All right. All right, this is the last episode of our second season of We're Booked Up, and now it's time for our hiatus so we can rest up and prepare for our next James Patterson book.
It takes that long.
3-month recovery.
Which will be, if you want to follow along, The Perfect Assassin by James Patterson and Brian Sitt. So it's not J.D. Barker this time, so maybe it'll be better. Or worse. There will be no new episodes. So there'll be no new episodes of We're Booked Up in June, July, or August. We hope to return in September. In the meantime, throw some book recommendations our way. Are there any books you want us to read in the upcoming seasons, or any books you think we would enjoy outside of the podcast based on reviews of the book so far?
And 2 years from now, we'll see your comment.
Perfect timing. We really...
Sorry.
We really want to hear from you, honestly, truly. You can leave a comment in the usual places. The Off the Shelf blog, which we're actually monitoring now, at GastonLibrary.blogspot.com, or the Gaston Speaks website at GastonSpeaks.podbean.com. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thanks, guys. See you next year.